Hi everybody and welcome back to some more MotoGP 18 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here. Now in today's episode we've got the final race of the Red Bull Rookie Championship, and then we get to select a Moto3 bike and it's going to be another championship. I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be tough, but let's get straight into this race and try and get a half decent result because Aragon is a very difficult circuit. So here we go. Right, so that is the qualifying session over and we only finished in 16th place. Really struggled around that circuit. I just couldn't get a good setup on the bike. But anyway, guys, we're sitting pretty well in the championship anyway. So let's just see if we can get some points on the board. So let's get straight into the race. So here we go.
Greetings from the Spanish desert and from the Aragon circuit, where an exciting Grand Prix is about to start. As you can tell from the footage we're broadcasting from the track, we're looking forward to great weather for the race. Talking over the last few details, the final riders have taken their place on the starting grid and everything is ready to start the race. Just a few seconds to go and the lights at the Aragon track will signal the start of the race.
Right, so here we go with the Spanish GP around the Aragon circuit, starting 16th on the grid. Let's see what we can do from here. Right, let's see if we can get a good start. That's not too bad. Can we take a couple of places off the grid? Let's go through the middle of a few riders. We know this first corner can be very tricky. Slow it down into that first turn. Oh, that wasn't too bad. We managed to take a few places. Can we go on the outside here? We're not too bad in the first couple of sectors. It's the last two where we seem to lose the time. We're about a second and a half off the pace of the fastest lap. And that is quite a lot. We really did struggle around here. Right, let's see if we can just keep up with the leading group right onto the apex there. Slow it down. Let's get nicely tightly turned in and see if we can take another couple of places early on around this circuit. Oh, we've managed to take one more place up to P8. Can we dive up the inside? Oh, that was a tricky move up to P7 and we managed to get away with it. But that was a very tricky move. Right, this is the turn I absolutely hate. Right onto the curb. Don't do that, Gooner. You're going to come off and slowly build up the power around this turn. Now, these are the sectors where I was really struggling for time. And this is where I think we're going to just get left behind. But let's just try and stick with that group as long as we can. We're up to P7, and that is not bad considering we started in 16th place. Right, let's slow it down. Let's keep it nice and steady. And that wasn't as tight as I would have liked. And, oh, God, someone almost went straight into the back of me there. Let's just keep it nice and controlled. We don't want to get run off on the first lap. Otherwise, this race would be over before it's even started. Right, let's try and keep it nice and smooth through there. And we've just run it out a little bit wide there onto the curb. Right, so this is where, again, we were losing time. We just don't seem to have the pace on the straights. I thought all these Red Bull rookie bikes were the same, but for some reason, when I was doing the qualifying, every time I got on the straight, I just got absolutely blitzed. Even when I was getting slipstream, so I don't know what that was. But anyway, let's see if we can just maintain this. We're sitting in 7th position, which would be a great position to finish in if I can hold on to it. Right, so we go into the second lap. Let's see if we can get a nice turn into this left-hander. Nicely turned in, off the curbs, and keep it nice and smooth. Let's get nicely turned in here. This is where, again, I said we've got to try and make up the time. Let's see if we can just latch onto the two riders in front of us and use them for a guide and a bit of slipstream just to stay away from the pack behind us. Or we just went a little bit wider into that turn. That's going to... The thing that I find on this game is not very forgiving. Once you muck up one corner and then you muck up the next corner, you just drop so much time, and the AI are so much more competitive now. They will just jump straight on those mistakes. So you've got to be very careful that you don't make too many in a race. Right, let's try and get a little bit... Oh, we just outbraked ourselves there. Just managed to turn and we're going to drop a couple of places. Just see what I mean. As soon as you make a mistake and we drop 2 places, but can we fight back and take one of those back? And we do, and we're back up to 8th position. But we dropped... Oh, God, I think that bike's going to get away now. But can we just catch up with him? If we can get close to him coming to that straight, we might be able to get past him. And we just got into there. Okay, and again, the suspension at the back didn't react very well as we turned into there. And that's what I was struggling in on the qualifying session. I just couldn't get it set up very well. I can't wait until we get into that Moto3 season so we can start upgrading the bike and adjust the things that you need to adjust. Right, let's see if we can slipstream him here, and hopefully we can latch on to him and get away from the group behind. And I think we're just a little way off him, and we're not going to get a really good slipstream, but can we get a good turn into this left-hander? This fast sweeping left-hander, which can be very, very challenging, and a race can be lost and won on this turn. You've got to be so careful, and that wasn't too bad. But onto the curve. Oh, that's going to slow us down a bit, and someone's just put in a lap of 2 minutes. We're literally 2 seconds off the pace at the moment, way off the pace. Just don't have the speed on the circuit at all. Not looking forward to this. Hopefully by the time we get to this circuit, we're in the on the Moto3 bike. Hopefully we can do a lot better. Right, that was a little bit tight there, right onto the curve there. That's going to just slow us down, but we are keeping up with 7th place. And I will take this place. I mean, it means that we win the championship on the Red Bull rookie bikes, so I can't complain about that, and that's not too bad. Right, so let's just see if we can just gain a little bit of time on him through here. This is a very tricky turn again, and we're coming to, oh god, we just caught a little too much of that corner there, turned in a little bit too early, and it's just finding the balance. I mean, sometimes you make adjustments, it was oversteering, and make another adjustment, it was understeering. I just couldn't get the balance. I just don't have the feel for this game at the moment. I don't know whether you guys are having the same trouble, but on the Pro Physics, I just lose the rear under braking. I haven't got any feeling for the front into the turns. It just doesn't feel the same as MotoGP 17. I'm hoping they do fix it, but it is affecting my gameplay quite a lot, the way that I like to race. I just don't seem to be as quick, but hopefully that will come with time. And I think another thing that's affected the walkthrough, this is a different thing, the fact that a lot of people got the game a couple of days earlier. My videos were out a little bit later, and it's just really affected the videos in the rankings, and I'm just not getting the views that I had previous on other MotoGP career modes, and I'm just really disappointed in that. I'm hoping that I can pick that up throughout the walkthrough. So please guys, if you are following the channel, don't forget to share the videos, like the videos. I really would appreciate it. Right, so we go into the final lap, and we're still hanging on to this 8th position, and 7th position's just got away from us. But can we catch him up in this final lap? We just overrun that corner slightly. Let's just try and see if we can just catch him up through these corners. Just, oh, that wasn't very good there. Just keep it nice and steady through there. Just trying to just pick up a little bit of pace. And I've got no idea how far we are behind the leader of the race. Hopefully it's not too many seconds, because then you can sort of tell what sort of time you can make up. Because on the realistic, you want to be within about a second or at least 2 seconds of the leader. That gives you a little bit of time to make up with practice and obviously a decent setup. But when they're like 7, 10, 20 seconds ahead, oh well, then you really do need to rethink what level you're playing on, because there's just no chance. But let's see if we can just, and again we just lost a little bit of time, and we're really going out wide there, and that's really ruined that corner. And someone's just managed to get up the inside with another mistake, but can we just get back in the inside here and just fight him off, slow it down, keep that inside line onto the curb, and it looks like it's going to be a battle for this 8th position. Hopefully we can hold on to it, but anything in the top 10 would have been a good result considering we started in 16th place. Right, let's get nicely turned in. I'm also not looking forward to my first race on the Moto3 around guitar, because I've heard that, well, I've seen a lot of gameplay where the times, obviously because your bike's not upgraded, you can't get anywhere near the AI on the realistic level, so that's going to be a real challenge. It might be one of those races where you just have to write off. And oh my god, he's come flying up the inside. We were a little bit slow, and I think he's going to beat us to the line, and we're going to drop that place. Oh, he came out of nowhere, but that was a half decent result. Right, so that brings us to the end of that race. We finished 9th. We were 7 seconds off the leader, 1.5 seconds off the pace as well, which is not great, but hopefully with time and experience we can improve. But we did win the Red Bull Rookie Championship by 37 points, so that is something to be proud of. We started off on this career with a victory, so there we are. The championship is ours, and now we go straight in to choose our Moto3 team. Now, we don't know which ones and what contract offers we're going to get. Hopefully we get some decent ones, and I want to pick something different that everyone else is picking, so let's get straight into that. So here we go. Right, so our Moto3 career starts now, and we've just got to pick a team. Now this is where it gets tricky. You've got to pick the best team possible. Now we have been given quite a few contract offers, and there's a few teams that require championship position 15th, a few say 10th, and there's a few that say 8th. Now we want to go with the best team possible, but let's try and pick one that I think that no one else has chosen. I've seen a few people pick that team. I haven't seen anyone pick that team. Should we go with them? I'm not sure. It's either between them or the Red Bull KTM team. I think I'm going to go with this team. This is our team, guys. So we're going to sign the contract and we're going to get straight into the first race. Right, so now we're signed up with a Moto3 team. There is other things that have unlocked that you couldn't obviously use during the Red Bull Rookie Championship. So now we're going to be able to develop our bike, and we're going to improve our rider skill even more. Now we're going to have to try and make the right decisions on the way the bike's performing in each race, and obviously the greater the position, the more points we're going to gain. There's also the opportunity to do free practice to get points as well, and hopefully we can do really well in this. It's going to start off really tough. We're probably not going to get many points, but first up we should just quickly change some of our gear, as we've changed our rider, and we're obviously with a different team with different levers. Let's go with that British crash helmet. Let's change our gloves as well. Let's go with a bit of yellow, and we will go with the boots, that colour as well. Obviously you don't want to be wearing orange boots anymore, and we will go with them. And that will do. And yeah, this first race is going to be tricky. I've heard a lot of people say that guitar, most people qualified right at the back, even with their best times. But look, now we can upgrade all these different parts of the bike when we get the points. So there's a lot to play for. I'm really looking forward to this. Let's get straight into that first qualifying session and see how we do. Right, just before we jump into our qualifying session, I just want to go through a few things that are unlocked now we're in Moto3, which weren't unlocked when we're on the Red Bull Rookie. Now in bike settings, you can set up your bike obviously manually, or you can do this auto settings. Now with auto settings, if you're not very good at setting up the bike, you just look at the problem you're having and it will give you an auto setup, which is brilliant. But if you like doing it manually, steering adjustment is now open, gear ratio is now open, and ECU. Brake system still not open on these bikes. Obviously you can change your tyre compound now, but we're going to start on the softs obviously in this qualifying session, but that will change during the championship. So I just wanted to go through that. Let's just quickly forward on the time before we jump out on circuits. I'm not expecting to do very well in this. We're going to be way off the pace, but I'm going to try my best. So let's get straight into it. So here we go. The lack of power our bike has on the straights is really noticeable, and we're really struggling. But let's see if we can go a little bit better on this lap. But we seem to lose so much time on those last two sectors. We seem to be quick in these first two sectors. Let's get on the inside, and we've just got in the inside of Connect, which is leading this qualifying session at the moment. He's probably going to bomb past me in a minute. But like I said, I seem to get decent times in the first two sectors, and then I start dropping off, where the lack of power on this bike, and I'm struggling with the suspension as well, really struggling in some of the turns. Hopefully we can do a little bit better on this one, and just hold it nice. And we're up on the time on the first sector, but we've done this a couple of times. It's just the last two we really do lose at least 2 seconds, sometimes more. And let's keep it nice and tight there. We've got the fastest guy behind us. He's going to come bombing past in a minute, I'm pretty sure. But if we can stay ahead of him, then we know we're doing okay. Right, let's see if we can get a decent time at this second sector. Trying to keep really smooth lines through there. And we are 0.1 up on the time again for the second time. Let's see if we can maintain that onto the third sector. And yeah, it probably won't happen, because once we get to some of these longer sections, that's where we seem to lose the pace so much. Like on a sector like this, up into turn 12, we seem to get overtaken here quite a lot. Let's see if we can hold on to it. No, we didn't get overtaken. That is a surprise. Let's keep it nice steady off the curb into this nice sweeping. Oh, that was a little bit tight. I managed to stay on, but we dropped 0.4. Oh, that's better than we did on the previous lap. Let's hold on to this. Almost lost the rear there. Come on, we come to the final couple of corners. Can we just put in a time that's going to get us at least midway point on the grid, because we're sitting in 23rd at the moment. Right, last corner. Let's keep it nice and tight. We've managed to hold off the fastest guy on the circuit, but he's probably going to come flying past now. No, maybe he's just on a lap. He's thought, I've got the fastest time, I ain't going to bother anymore. Right, over the finish line, where we're going to come, and we didn't get anywhere. Can you believe that? Oh, we're just going to have to start the race. We cannot improve our time. And yeah, that's how I feel. Right, let's get straight into the race. Right, so that is the end of the qualifying session. Couldn't improve on that time. And we're going to start in 23rd, guys. Oh, seriously, that is going to be so challenging. We need to finish in the top 15 to get points. And I just don't think we're going to do it. But let's get straight into the race and see what happens.
Greetings to all of our viewers from the peninsula of Qatar. The spotlights that light up the Lusail circuit are on, and any moment now the Moto3 bikes will be revving their engines. Once again, as is customary on this track, we're looking forward to great weather for this Grand Prix, with temperatures that shouldn't cause any tyre problems. A few more minutes and the Moto3 race will begin. The Qatar Motorcycle Grand Prix will start shortly here in Doha, and the riders are ready to compete on an amazing illuminated racetrack.
Right, so here we go with our first race in Moto3 around Qatar from 23rd on the grid. Can we get in the points? It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to try my best. We need to finish in the top 15. Right, let's see if we can get away really quickly. No, we don't have the power. As soon as they get up to speed, they're all going to just leave me behind. I need to make a few moves in the first couple of corners. We managed to squeeze through a couple there, but that's going to send us out wide, and we're going to drop those positions. We need to make up as many places as we can in this first couple of sectors, as we were pretty quick in those sectors. In the qualifying session, we've managed to take a couple of places. Let's see if we can squeeze through a couple more. Right onto the apex again, and let's see if we can just take advantage of all the riders being very bunched up here. Down the inside, be good on the brakes, onto the curb again. Oh, that was an insane move, up to P14. Can we hold on to that? Now we're in the points, guys. Can we finish in 14th and take a couple of points? That would be amazing. Oh, we just dive bombed, but we're going to get overtaken by that rider. I just left the brake in a little bit late. I would have conceded the position. I do apologise, but let's see if we can just hold on to it now fairly. Is he going to... Oh, he's just got me back. Oh, I probably deserved that, and we're back down to 14th position. But yeah, that was my mistake, and I accept that. Right, oh, we just overrun that corner. Quick back on circuit, don't run into anyone, and turn it over. Just making loads of mistakes there. We're getting thrown out, and we've just been hit again. But yeah, this is really, really tough at the moment, and we're in 15th. We're just going to try and hold on to this. Now, this position would make us finish with 1 point, and 1 point is like a gold dust at the start of a championship. So if we can just hold on to this position, I would be very, very happy. But we've got another couple of laps to go. Now, I did reduce the laps to 3 laps because I knew it would be a bit of a nightmare, and doing an extra lap when the AI are so much quicker just was not worth the hassle. But I will stick the laps back up for the next race in Argentina. Right, let's just try and hold it around this turn. Now this is where we're going to struggle the most on the straight. We just don't have any power, and hopefully we can just stay ahead of the bikes behind us, but we're definitely not going to catch up with anyone in front of us. 15th is probably the best we're going to get. We had a decent enough start, and we stayed on the bike, so that's the only positives that I can say at the moment. Right, not too bad into that turn. Let's see if we can just catch up with 14 through these first couple of sectors on this second lap. You never know, he might make a mistake and we can take advantage of it. And let's see if we can be quick through here again. And a little bit tight there, don't want to be doing that. So it doesn't take much to come off on these on this Pro Physics, so we've got to be careful. We don't want to be running on the curbs too much. Just still don't have any feel for the front on these bikes. I was hoping it to be a bit better than the Rebel Rookie, but at least with these ones we can upgrade them, so hopefully during the championship we can improve the suspension and all the other things that you can adjust on the bike as you build up your points. Right, let's get nicely turned in. We're managing to hold on to this position, just in behind 14th position, and let's see if we can battle for that. We've still got another lap after this. There's still time, and we've got a good run through there. Can we just get any slipstream? If we can get past him. Ooh, that was a bit scary there. We dived in the inside, but there was no way we were going to stop that, and he took the position back. But luckily this time we didn't make contact. Right, let's see if we can just maintain this. We've got a little bit of breathing space behind us, but we've still got another long lap to go around this difficult circuit. I don't know many people that like this circuit. It's one of those that you either nail it or you don't. There's so many difficult corners. I don't think I've ever really had a decent race round here. Not in Moto3. I've had a couple of decent races round here in Moto2. But then the GP bikes I've absolutely struggled, because you know, once you get up to that level, on the hardest level, it's really difficult to maintain a decent pace. Right, and we're going to lose this now. No, we're going to be out the points, and we've just dropped a place. Now we're out the points. We can't let him take that position off first. Right, we're just beating him into that turn. Is he going to come back up the inside? We've gone a little bit wider. Please don't lose this position. I want at least a point if I can grab it, and it would be a really good result considering we started in 23rd, but holding on to it is not going to be easy. Now he's right in behind me, and I think there's another marker, another rider's caught up. Oh, this is going to be an absolute nightmare. We really need to catch up with the rider in front of us so we can slipstream a bit. But I just don't think we've got the speed, and I think our tyres are starting to wear slightly, and we are feeling a little bit lack of grip in the turns of the game. We've overshot that corner. Try and stay off the curbs a little bit. And yeah, there's 3 riders close behind now. Oh, we're going to get done on the straight. I can see it now. And all this effort to try and get in the points. Oh God, dear, hesitated there. Almost got chucked off the bike. I really felt it go there. Right, onto the curb again. I'm really risking it, but I really want to hold on to this position. We've still got quite a few turns to go. Coming to the end. Please don't muck it up here. Let's just see if we can just grab this position. Come to the last few corners. We can't muck it up here. We've got to really get a decent pace around here. Right onto the curb. And again, let's keep it nice and tight there. Just making sure that we don't give any room to any rider to get past. And the only corner where they're going to get us is on that final corner. And that's the one where we've got to really nail, to be honest. Right, turn 15. It's all down to this one. We have got a little bit of space between us, but is it going to count? Right, get nice and tight. No, just struggling. Get a little bit of a good drive. And are they going to be able to slipstream us? I don't think they are. Oh, we're going to be in the points, guys. 15th place. I never thought I'd celebrate a 15th place finish, but today I am. I am so glad that is over with. I didn't enjoy that one bit. Really struggled, but we achieved the goal, and that was to finish in the points. So we finished 15th, and like I said, I've never celebrated finishing 15th, but I'm going to celebrate it today. Now, the other thing that I did notice, I think I finished in front of my teammates, which is The only thing that was good about the race today is that I beat my teammates, so if the big boss is going to get angry about his free riders, it's not going to be me because I got a point. But also we didn't get much to upgrade the bike, so look, that development points is rather low, probably not going to be able to upgrade anything, so it's going to be another couple of tough rounds, but we're going to stick it out, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, share the videos. Please try and get this series up and running, as it has struggled from the start, and I do apologise. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next episode in Argentina, and that is another battle.